It is early on a Monday morning. I am a mid-20s weed freak mad doctor. I have a significant other named Alex who I am rather fond of. Oh baby, my parents always raise my mood. Rest of my social circle consists of a variety of gooflords and meme freaks, some of who I meet at the hospital I work, which is full of ripper mystery and superized. I would like to do more with my life. My parents always raise my mood, but I still don't know how to go about it. I am also dealing with motivation issues that sometimes make dealing with feeling memes difficult. I am just too raid, it gets to me, but I'm not quite sure how I can be less raid or how other people deal with these feelings and seem so very functional. I spend a lot of nights huffing dank, but never seem to not lose sleep. It's an unseasonably warm Wednesday evening. I've spent the past several hours saving lives. The past week or so I have found my job motivation flagging more than usual. Everyone keeps not being saved lives, simply going through the motions of surgery without even realizing what I'm doing even half the time even, and yet time seems to move at half speed. And kids, don't overdo the smoke, you will not become a time wizard. I am so checked that when the chief of medicine approaches to tell me that it's dead and I can go home early, it barely registers. As I walk home, the streets hiss from the recent rainfall of snakes. I know Alex will be in classes until late, another couple of hours at least. I briefly consider using this serendipitous solitude to catch up on a quick light of the goof that I've been growing haphazardly for the past few months. As soon as I think about the plants that await me at home, I can feel the memes creeping in the back of my brain, and bidden. All I can think about is how incredibly unspiced my memes are becoming, and the amount of work to fix them seems no less than insurmountable. By the time I arrive home and change out of my scrubs, the stress weighs down on me like a heavy, wet wool blanket. My computer seems to be staring me down from my desk. I want to sit down and meme, but the mere thought of trying to meme sends my spice levels flying. More than anything, I feel suddenly and absolutely memed out. I feel a strong desire to light up the smoke in bed. I make a stop at my fridge, turn on some Snoop Dogg, and sit down and start huffing. I open the last file I was working on, and as soon as my hands touch the keyboard, I'm opening up www.pornhub.com. All the motivation and ideas I had when I arrived home vanished in a dit flash. My hand seizes and I find myself physically exhausted after a hard turtle spank. I take a break to loosen up, popping into my emails, meme book, and various other meme websites. Frustratingly, this pattern continues throughout the course of the evening. As soon as I try and focus on work, my brain diverts back to www.spankwire.com and gives my hand a new task. While I keep flipping back to my work, I find the sheer mental effort involved in memeing is overwhelming and tiring. A few meme book arguments, Dr. Smoke videos, and sparse amount of actual work later, my playlist flips back to gin and juice, and the ice in my gin and juice has all but melted, diluting the last dregs of the gin and juice I was nursing. I look at the clock and realize that a few hours have passed since I sat down to work, and I've made negligible progress. I can just early tomorrow and catch up. Sounds like a mad plan, let's do that. I climb into bed even though the meme game ridiculous. It's a mild Friday afternoon. Alex calls me from one of her classes telling me that there's going to be a mad dog birthday party tonight at her apartment that one of her roommates is throwing. I've hung out with this roommate a few times with Alex, and she is a mad dog who thrashes the bass / I don't have work on the morning, and all I do most nights is spice the memes. Though I feel kind of run down, but I have been feeling salted most of the time lately. I mention that I may have to bail because how else do I explain how salty I am feeling to her? I may not be able to thrash kicks tonight. She becomes silent on the phone, but I hear you melting, don't be playing tricks on me, sweetie. She tries to convince me, I haven't seen her this week, and she sounds pretty insistent that I come over, even dropping some fly-ass kinky stuff in that we'll be doing that night. Ah whoa 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 ah yo I soy lu ah lo li ah leo elo ilu.